it's just the way we were. Maybe it's just the way I am. Maybe it's that feeling every time I got to hold your hand. I know that's cheesy, but I just want you to understand.
Expect to make an impact for us this season. We've already seen flashes of what they can do for us, but I expect all of you to go out there and execute just like we did in camp. Ain't no more excuses. It's time to get serious. If we play our brand of basketball, there's no telling where this team can go. So get out there, get warm, and let's go win this game.
My first NBA game. Can't believe it's finally here. You work your entire life for something, and then when it's right in front of you, it's almost hard to believe. But I'm ready. And now it's time for me to show everybody I belong. And do my best to represent Harlem.
Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And joining us in a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke. Here we go. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and the Chicago crowd wants some love from their opponent. NBA appearance from Freak.
You know, he's a great young player and even a better young man. So personally, I couldn't be happier for him. I know he's thinking about the game, but I hope he's able to take a moment to just enjoy this accomplishment.
Well said. At the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Cavaliers on top, up one. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Well, earlier we sat down with Freak and asked him about playing in his first NBA game.
You know, I've thought about this moment my entire life. Now that it's finally here, the feeling's pretty crazy. But I know it's just the beginning. I got a lot of hard work ahead of me to get to where I want to go, to be the best player and the best teammate I could be. But this is an exciting first step, no doubt.
You know, Clark, you don't see that kind of perspective for most rookies, do you?
You really don't, Kevin. I mean, I really like his approach to the game. What remains to be seen, though, is will that translate to consistent production on the court.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time.
Oh, and what a feeling it's got to be as we get to see the very first NBA bucket from Freak.
Yeah, and he's playing it cool right now, but let me tell you, I'm sure that basket means the world to him. There's nothing like the first one.
My thought is he's probably just happy to have it out of the way. I mean, no more waiting and wondering when it'll come. Those first points are finally in the rearview mirror.
Kyrie Irving may be the best ball handler in the league. There are a lot of guys with a good handle. He is definitely in the top five. If not, he's got to be in the conversation.
And arguably the most talented player at his position. I mean, he can get wherever he wants to on the court. He's athletic, an unbelievable finisher as well. I think that's something that oftentimes gets underrated. Maybe the best finisher in the game.
Agreed. Clock at 4. More. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Moore's got his first 3 points of the game. Cavaliers trailing. James dishes to Mozgov. Shumpert against Moore. Shoots the three. And James with the basket on the assist by Shumpert.
And, you know, Kyrie Irving really ambidextrous as a ball handler because you can't play him to one side, and he's ambidextrous as a finisher, too. He's so creative and crafty. Terrific at the rim with both hands. Well, that's a bad miss right there. I mean, you'd like to see him be a little more assertive when he has such good position.
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. That one goes. Count it. Mozgov's got his second basket.
And one thing about Irving's ball handling, he does a great job of protecting the ball. A very low rate of turnovers for a player as aggressive as he is on the bounce.
James outside. Off target with his three.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight.
Noah, the pass to Brooks. And again, no good by Chicago.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Outside Butler. To the paint. Here's Freak. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. That's called on Channing Frye. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are, Clark.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Pau Gasol has checked in for Noah. Portis comes in for each one more. Mirotic is checked in for Jimmy Butler, and Derrick Rose is subbed in for Brooks. There's Freak, and the rejection by James. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. To the paint, here's Thompson. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Thompson's got 6.
And back to the Cavs and their road play. Teams with a lot of new players coming in can struggle early. It's especially evident when playing on the road.
Now here's Freak, covered by Smith. Here's Mirotic. And again, no good by Chicago. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. And James gets it to go. And now an 8-point Cavalier lead.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Unloads from 13. That's short off the rim.
Talk about being streaky on the road. That's what the Cavs were. I mean, could rattle off 4 wins on the road in a row, then come back empty from their next road trip. They did seem, though, to get stronger and more steady as the season went on.
Second chance shot. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass. And that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that is...
Okay, guys, we got a few minutes here. Let's go over a few things before we get going again. The first thing I've got to do is give a little tip of the cap to our bench guys. You really answered the bell when we called on you. Those were important points we got from you fellas. One place we've had success was in the low post on offense. Great positioning. Good job finding the open passing lanes and getting the ball in tight. Okay, one more thing.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Channing Frye's checked in for the Cavaliers. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Smith. On the court for Cleveland, they've got Matthew Dellavedova. Tristan Thompson is out there with Channing Frye. Then there's Irving, and it's LeBron in at the small forward position. We've got 22 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, exactly. They got to be happy with the outcome here.
Elated, you're right.
Hey, get LeBron, get LeBron.
Outside Shumpert. Back to LeBron. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the...
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, LeBron James.
The assists were coming fast and furious for him, man. Always sharp, crisp passes that led to easy baskets. You gotta love to see him play like that.
We all know, anytime you got LeBron James on the floor, he's going to bring that will to win. You have so many tools in his arsenal he can throw at you, not to mention his defense. Literally, any night he can take over a game. Tonight we saw King James exert his will in the game.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.